Hello, book lovers, and welcome back or welcome to Nat Cat's Bookish Cafe. Today is a very exciting video where I'm going to be telling you about my new TBR game. So TBR games are one of my favorite things to watch on BookTube, so I of course wanted to make one for myself. I'm going to start using this for August and hopefully moving forward. I'm really hoping that this will help me move through my backlog a little bit and diversify my reads a little bit genre-wise. So I'm going to go ahead and change the view, I guess, so that you can see the game. The board is a little big, so the way that I'm going to be displaying it might be a little bit awkward, but I'm hoping to make it work. And then I'm just going to go through all the rules and go through all the prompt cards as well. As I go through the prompt cards, if you have a prompt, either a punishment prompt or just a regular prompt that you want me to add, let me know down in the comments and I will go ahead and add them if I feel that it's, a prompt that I would be able to fulfill with my reading. All right, let's get started. All right, so here is the board. As you can tell, it's called Leserin, Argere, Dich, Nicht, and that translates to reader, don't anger yourself. This game is based off of Mensch, Argere, Dich, Nicht, which is pretty much the German version of sorry. So this is the 6-color version. The board game version that I have at home is only 4, which is why I have blue and purple as homemade pieces instead of the ones from the game, because we don't have those colors. But this is just the board that I went ahead and created. As you can see, each color represents a specific genre. We have red that is romance, green that is fantasy or magical realism, black is horror, thriller, or mystery, purple is historical, blue is sci-fi, and yellow is contemporary or literary fiction. So the way that this works is these are the prompt cards, and they would each be placed on a spot, including these home spots right here. And whatever spot we land on, we would obviously use that prompt. So we have 2 dice. The first dice is a homemade dice where I just glued the colors. So this will help me decide what piece I'm moving with. So I would go ahead and roll that. And then I would, in this case, take out a blue person, and I would then go ahead and use this delicious looking dice that looks like a cube of caramel to see how many spaces I would be moving. In the normal game, you need to roll a 6 in order to go out of the house. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. Every time I roll, I'm going to go ahead and take out that color that I rolled. Even if I rolled and I got a blue again, I would take out another blue person. So then we go ahead and we move our little person along, and the goal, of course, is to get all the way around into their house again. I'm going to be doing 5 rolls per month. I tend to read more than 5 books, but this will allow me to do some additional mood reading, or if I'm taking part in any readathons, it'll be easier for me to go ahead and add on additional books. So 5 rolls for this one every month, and there's a few additional rules. The first one is with the prompts. As you can see with like this one, it has a little sticker. I think there's only 3 of these prompts that have these, because there was only 3 of these stickers. But if I happen to land on a prompt that has one of those, I automatically need to add on a additional roll to what I'm already doing. Then we have the rule, of course, that if, say, I have a yellow person here and my blue person gets a 4 and I knock my yellow person out, they will, of course, go home, but I will need to take on a punishment prompt, which are these black ones right here. And I will go over these later in the video. But I will take a punishment prompt on top of, you know, also doing this prompt again. The punishment prompts don't need to match any sort of genre. So even though I landed on this with a blue and have to take a punishment because of the blue, only this prompt needs to fulfill sci-fi, and the punishment prompt can be whatever. So if a little person makes it home, say they make it there, that technically doesn't do anything. I don't get anything for getting into the house. But if all 4 of them get home, I get to buy myself a new book. I will, of course, not be on like a full book buying ban at this time, but my shelves are incredibly full, at least, you know, my TBR shelves. So I'm trying to cut back on buying unless it's like a continuation of a series. Or a book I knew that I'm going to read like right away. So this will kind of give me the opportunity to maybe buy a book that isn't a continuation of a series, or anything like an author that I know I love and I'll pick up instantly. So this is kind of like, okay, buy a book and it's okay if it sits on the shelf for 2 years, because that's kind of how it works with the books I buy. So yeah, so that'll allow me to kind of, you know, get myself a guilt-free new book. Let's get these guys back into their house. All right, so all the red people made it home. What happens when everybody gets home? So once a house is full, I'm not gonna just, not, play red anymore. All the reds are gonna make their way back to their house, and they're kind of gonna just start over. So the game is in a way never ending. But I would, of course, make a note that red has reached their house completely. And then once each house has reached or gotten everyone home, I will do like a giveaway. So you can comment in that video, in whichever one it is that, the house is full. And I will randomly select someone and choose one book off of their wish list to send to them. So that's just a little reward for my followers. All right, so if I don't complete a book, then I need to take a punishment prompt at the beginning. So for every book that I don't finish, it's not going to be in the previous month, because I have a feeling I'll probably tend to film this like at least a week or so in advance, just in case I want to put books on hold at the library, things like that. So say I was filming August, then if I didn't complete that, it would be October that I would take the punishment. But I would take a punishment prompt at the beginning, and that would be an additional book on top of the ones that I'm rolling for. In order for a book not to count as incomplete, I need to have officially DNF'd it, or even temporarily DNF'd it, like I did kind of with a book earlier in June, or I guess it was late June, where I just had to DNF it for mental health reasons, that's all right as well. Or I have at least completed the book 50%. So those are books that I will not count as not having been finished, but anything that just, I only get 10% through, or don't even start, then I have to pull a punishment prompt for that. Now, with some of the prompts, it may be difficult for me to complete it with that specific genre. For example, say I was moving a mystery horror thriller person, and I land on continue a series, and I'm not currently working on a series that has that is a thriller series or a horror series or anything like that, then I can go ahead and use any genre. I'll probably try to do one that's as similar as possible. Say I was working my way through a series of like monster romances, or there was a fantasy novel that, you know, had some mystery aspects you're looking for. I don't know what mystery people do, the cause of some sort of magical plague or something. Whatever's closest, I'll probably try and do that. But, you know, I'm not always beholden to the specific genre, because obviously I want to read books that are on my physical TBR as much as possible. And so I don't want this to kind of force me to move away from my TBR just to fulfill a prompt. So I allow myself some wiggle room. You know, of course, it's my game, it's my interpretation of the prompt and everything. But of course, I'll try and stick to it as much as possible. As you can see over there, historical, I didn't put historical fiction because I also wanted to kind of leave that open to possibly being like certain historical nonfiction as well. I don't read a lot of historical based books, so I just really wanted to keep that open, that I could do, you know, historical romance, or, you know, nonfiction, or, you know, like literary historical, or mystery historical, or magical realism based in a historical system. So I just really wanted to leave that open. But the other ones are pretty much, you know, you can do any sort of subgenre in any of these. All right, so I think those are all the rules. Hopefully it's relatively straightforward. Of course, once we start playing, it'll probably become even more obvious about everything that's going on. So I will go ahead and read off the prompts, and then you can let me know in the comments if there's any additional ones that you want added. I think I have like 70 of these. So let me scooch a little closer. Hello, it's me down here. Hi. So these are the punishment ones. So I think there's only 10 of these, so I would of course love to get some more of these. The first one is classics. I don't read a lot of classics. So, you know, having to read one in a way is definitely punishment for me. We have my least read genre, which at this case would probably be like historical, or like nonfiction, or maybe even literary fiction. We have poetry. I don't read poetry, but I keep wanting to get into it. So I figured, you know, maybe put it as a punishment prompt, and it'll kind of force me to actually give it a shot. We have a +2 roll, so this will force me to add 2 additional rolls. Second chance author, so this means an author that I didn't like and I give one of their other books a shot. We have a tome, so that's 500 plus pages. Choose one of the 10 lowest rated books on Goodreads. With these, I usually want at least 200 reviews to have been placed on the book. Worst books of blank. So this is just where I take, well, in this case, it would be worst books of 2021, booktuber's list of those, and choose a book from there. So move back home. So in this case, if that little blue person had landed there by the yellow, they would fulfill the prompt they landed on, and then they would move back to their house. And these books will self-destruct. I made a video recently where I chose 6 books on my physical TBR that will self-destruct in 1 year if I do not read them. And then for my regular prompts, which kind of match my nails, average Goodreads rating over 4 stars. And as you can see, that one had the little paw print, so that would add an additional roll. we have use another TBR game. For this one, I would most likely use Becca's Bookopoly board that I have from when she did her, I think it was in September, because we have the mini board. So that's probably what I would use. Paranormal Aspects, published after 2020. That also has a little paw print. Okay, I need to figure out which way I'm laying these. Female author. On TBR for more than 1 year. Mental health rep. Author with the same initials. Whoops, I'm way over here in the corner. Same initials as me, which is very limited. Plants on the cover. Verb in the title. New author. Debut novel. Novella. Multiple POV. Black female author. Just a black author. Graphic novel. Won or were nominated for a prize. Book of the month book. Mood read. Buy a book. I would have to buy this book and read it in that same month. Continue a series. Scroll on Goodreads. With this one, I would probably try to find a book on my physical TBR, but if it takes too long, I would then go ahead and just try and find one that I can get at the library that's already on my TBR. Asian author. Title starts with N. 5-star prediction. A library book. Steal from another TBR. Color wheel. Random number generator. For this, I would either do like number all the books on my TBR shelf, or maybe I would do it through Goodreads. Depends on what I'm in the mood for. 22 books in 2022. A hyped book. A mom pick. She doesn't know that that's in there. An audiobook. Features a mythical creature. See, that wouldn't really work for like contemporary or literary fiction because they don't really have magical creatures in them. Scroll on Instagram. Booktuber pick. Similar vibe to my current favorite song. A beautiful cover. A ugly cover. Another beautiful cover. I guess I accidentally put that in, but you know, there's beautiful covers. Won't complain. A city setting. Involves travel. A one-word title. A sister pick. An Insta poll pick. Saved on Instagram. So this is different than the scrolling because I saved some pictures of books. These are books that for some reason I don't put on my TBR, but I'm still semi-interested in them mostly because they take place in a beautiful photograph or the cover is really pretty. So I would just go to my saved photos and randomly select one of those, probably through like a random number generator. Published before 1995, that was the year I was born. A YA or middle grade. Another audiobook. I guess I had a couple duplicates in here. A person on the cover. Similar to the last TV show or movie that I saw. Between 350 and 400 pages. A cat pic. Buzzwordathon. A-Star's viewer pick. A short book under 300 pages. Takes place outside of the US. A translated work. On my own TBR. Random word association. A repeat author. Start a new series. A location in the title. Matches my outfit. LGBTQIA author. A main character with a disability. An animal on the cover. A Hispanic or Latinx author. And lastly, another LGBTQ plus book. Oh my gosh, my back hurts so bad from sitting here. All right, so those are all the prompts. Let me know if you have any additional ones you want me to add. I have a couple extra circles hanging around here somewhere. Alrighty, it is only July 3rd, but I wish I could already play this to get my August TBR, but I will hold off on doing that until, probably a week or so before August starts. And I look forward to hearing your guys's prompt ideas. All right, so that's going to be my TBR game. We'll see if any of the rules or anything change. Hopefully everything works out. Okay. Super excited for this. Hope you guys are as well. And of course, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.